You know that feeling, right? Payday. It's that one glorious, amazing, and, let's be honest, super fleeting moment when your bank account looks full and the world is just full of possibilities. It feels incredible, doesn't it? But, that feeling can also be kinda dangerous.
Yeah, because the second that money hits your account, what happens? Our inner Nam just bursts onto the scene. And Nam is that little voice in your head, the one that's all impulse. It sees that paycheck and is like, yes, electric skateboard, fancy steak, maybe a private jet. It's all about what feels good right now.
But right when Nam is about to go absolutely wild, in comes our inner Specs. And Specs is that voice of, well, logic. Specs is the one who calmly taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, that paycheck, it's gotta last you the whole month. You buy the jet today, you're eating ramen, maybe tomorrow? And that's the classic battle, right? What you want now versus what you'll need later.
So what do we do? How do we solve this puzzle? Is there a way to make both Nam and Specs happy without having to build some crazy, complicated spreadsheet that, let's be real, nobody ever wants to look at again? Well, the answer is, yeah, there is, and it's surprisingly simple. We're going to call it the 3-bucket system.
Now, you might have heard of this before. The more formal name for it is the 50-30-20 rule. And what's so important to get right away is that this is not some kind of restrictive financial prison. Not at all. Think of it more like a super simple roadmap for your money. It just tells every single dollar exactly where it's supposed to go before you even get a chance to think about spending it. And the breakdown itself, it's so simple. 50%. Half of your after-tax income goes to the stuff you absolutely need to live. 30%? That gets set aside for all the fun stuff, the things you want. And that last 20%? Well, that's for building your future. See? It's all about finding that balance.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. What actually goes into each of these buckets? Well, your needs bucket, that's for all the boring but, super essential stuff. We're talking rent, mortgage, groceries, utilities, getting to work. Then you've got your wants bucket. This is where life gets fun. Hobbies, that fancy steak we talked about, video games, you name it. And finally, the future bucket. This one is all about paying down debt, building up your savings, and investing.
All right, listen up, because this next part is maybe the most important piece of the entire strategy. It's not just about having the 3 buckets. It's about the order you fill them in. Seriously, this is the secret sauce that makes the whole thing click.
So here's the magic sequence. Paycheck hits your account. First thing you do, boom, pour that 50% right into that big, boring needs bucket. That's totally non-negotiable. Then, and this is key, before you do anything else, you take the next 20% and you lock it away in that iron safe for your future self. It's only after you've done both of those things that you can get to look at what's left.
And this is where the psychological genius of the whole system comes in. Because once your responsibilities are covered and your future is secure, the money that's left over, it just feels completely different. It's not just some random leftover cash. No way. It's a planned, designated fund for fun.
Which, of course, brings us to my favorite part of any budget, the guilt-free fun fund. This is your reward for being so responsible. This is what keeps you going, and it gives you explicit, written-in-stone permission to be a little bit chaotic.
I can just picture it, right? This is the moment your inner gnome looks around kind of suspiciously and asks, wait, hold on a second. Are you telling me I can spend this entire bucket on whatever I want and you're not going to yell at me about it? And the answer to that is a huge, resounding yes. Yep, absolutely 100% guilt-free. Why? Because you've already handled your business. You paid your rent, you covered your bills, and, this is the big one, you paid your future self first. So what's left in that wants bucket? That's your reward. You earned it.
And this is what it's all about. This is the amazing freedom that actually comes from having a little bit of structure. Nam finally gets his chaos bucket. He can go buy that skateboard, get the fancy steak, whatever, and there's not a single ounce of buyer's remorse. Why? Because that money was always, from the very beginning, meant for exactly that.
So let's just recap this whole new payday plan. It's really simple when you boil it down. 50% is for what you absolutely need, 20% is for the person you're going to become, and that last 30%, that's for what you love, right here, right now. So, the next time that glorious payday notification pops up on your phone and your inner Nam starts getting all those crazy, wonderful ideas, now you have a plan. You know exactly what to do.
The only question left is, which bucket are you going to fill first?